here from the Tough Family, or the Traveling Urban Farmer. Today we're going to look at another video that my sister sent me. This one, she talks about her strawberry beds, and she gives some good thoughts and some good pointers that I wanted to point out with you guys. As you guys know from some previous videos on YouTube, this winter I just built a new 4x6 or 2x6 raised garden bed for strawberries specifically, so that I'll be able to plant, a couple hundred more little strawberry plants. And so I thought, why not go through some things that I do with my strawberries that maybe you guys can do with your strawberry beds, and then maybe we can collaborate together and see what do other people do with their strawberry beds to get a good harvest of strawberries. So let me go ahead and pull up this video.
You look online. Oh,
So let me start back over here.
All right, it's February, and I'm thinking about our garden journal, and part of what I'm thinking about is what I want the end result to be.
Okay, first off, I'm super jealous. She already has green strawberry plants. Mine are still in dormancy from winter. Utah is actually planning on getting some snow coming up this upcoming weekend. So I probably won't see as green plants as hers for a little bit. But I liked her idea here, and that was in her garden journal, whether it's you taking notes of when you start your seeds, or what plants you want, or designs, or whatever it might be. I mean, I have a notebook that I keep. I have a ton of Pinterest boards, Google Drive folders with photos. If I see a landscape or a plant or a tree or an idea I like, I screenshot it, or I take a photo of it, I take a video of it. So I had like this document, or this folder, this almost like a mood board type idea of ideas and things that I might like. And that's the thing. You might not like the entire idea that you saw, but you like a little portion of it. You should still take a picture of it and take a note of it. For example, the pergola that I have out in the backyard that you guys have seen in some of my past videos, I saw on Pinterest some different modern style pergolas, DIY type builds that I took a bunch of them and put them all together and created my idea. But what really drew me to that idea was one summer, me and Jamie went to the West Jordan City Water Conservation Center, and there they have lots of garden ideas and landscaping ideas to help with water conservation. So if you have one of those in your area, I highly recommend checking it out, going to visit them. I'll probably visit again this year, see if they have any new things that I can incorporate into my yard. But they had this sitting area. It had like a picnic table, some benches. It was all like little brick walls, and then a big pergola. But the pergola was covered in a plant called wisteria. And there's purple flowers. So wisteria is a vine, and it grows in some parts of the world. It grows really crazy, almost like a weed. I know my sister in France, she has a wisteria plant that I'm really envious of and jealous that she has. But they grow these flowers that kind of come in like a cone shape, and they hang down. And so my idea, the idea that I got from the conservation center was using the wisteria like they did to shade a pergola that I can then put a picnic table underneath and have like almost like an outdoor kitchen area. But instead of covering it with like a roof or some shade cells, I can incorporate flowers. The wisteria is really, really pretty. and hangs down, and I'll just train it so it grows up and around the posts and around the cross braces and members of the pergola. And so basically the plant eventually will just hold the whole pergola up together for me and provide shade. It's great for pollinators, and it smells good, looks pretty. The leaves are super green. But I ran into a problem. So that was my end goal. Like she was talking about, you want to think of an end goal. The end goal that I wanted was to provide natural shade with a sitting area. And I can talk about this all day long, but eventually, ultimately, what happened was I had to move away from the wisteria because it wasn't growing as fast as I would like it to. My dogs kept trampling it over and over again. So I need something that was a little bit more aggressive and fast growing for Utah. And so I bought some honeysuckle. So I'm going with the same idea as the wisteria, and maybe down the road I'll try wisteria again and mix it in with the honeysuckle. But the honeysuckles are growing up the post. I got one that's growing across the top. So I had an idea, or had that idea, wrote it all down. I took pictures of what it looked like at the conservation center, and then I started looking on Pinterest, started doing research about wisteria. But plans change. But my ultimate end goal was still the same. So yeah, let's see what else she has to say about.
So when you look online, they say companion planting or intercropping with strawberries. Rhubarbs are a good one. Anything in the allium family, so onions, chives, garlic is good. But when I come out to my bed and I look at this, our strawberry has lots of runners.
Okay, before she jumps into runners, now I'll back it up a little bit. But she's talking about companion planting, and that's always good to know. I mean, they have lists of companion plants all over the internet, so I'm not going to bore you guys with what should be planted with what, blah blah, all that stuff. I think it's called the Three Sisters, which is like beans, squash, and corn are all really good companion plants that grow good together. But that's a way to utilize a bunch of space in your garden bed and get multiple uses out of it. So like she said, she's going to plant garlic. Okay, any type of allium plant and strawberries is perfect. But she's getting into runners, and that's where I really want to focus on a little bit, is runners. So let me back up the video a little bit, and then I'll let it play through.
The little baby strawberry plants growing.
A little bit further. Come on, sorry.
There is good. But when I come out to my bed and I look at this, our strawberry has lots of runners. The little baby strawberry plants growing underneath there. They're trying to add more. I don't know what they're called, shoots or just more strawberry plants. And we have been supporting that. So when we have a strawberry that sends out a runner, we will specifically try to find it. I don't think I can because I did this in the fall, but I'll specifically find the runner and then I'll bury it in the ground. And that will form a new strawberry plant. So then eventually you can come and cut out all these runners if you want, so that way you get fresh ones and it's easier to pick your strawberries. But I am not an expert in strawberries, but they grow really well here. We also have wild strawberries, so both of them grow really well. And so I'm just kind of going with what nature does, and nature sends out runners, and so I'm just letting them go all over the place.
So let me back it up just a little bit here.
That sends out a runner. We will specifically try to find it. I don't think
Let's see.
Just more strawberry plants. And we have been supporting that. So
I don't want to watch it back over again, but she's talking about runners. So what happens with strawberries, let me see if I can get a pen tool up here. And let's go with, sure, whatever color this is. So let's say we got our, maybe it'll work. Let's see. We have a strawberry plant, like right here. Okay. This strawberry plant grows and becomes mature and starts producing strawberries. But it also shoots off other like vines. They look really long. They're kind of look like a stick almost. And what that does is it adds another plant. So we'll say, let me see if I can back this up a little bit. So this plant here shot a runner over here. That runner starts producing something that kind of looks like this, and then this produces a new plant, a new strawberry plant, by adding roots to it. And then this will shoot off a runner, have another plant, have roots, and then this will shoot off another plant. And so ultimately, this first original plant here is the most mature. It will stop producing strawberries. But the plant doesn't want to die, so it, over time will probably cut off the supply to this guy, or he'll just keep growing really big, beautiful leaves. But then this guy will start producing some strawberries, and then this guy will, and then this guy will. So one thing that me and Jamie do is we will take our runners, our shoots, whatever you want to call them. And like she has some down here. It looks like they're either they fell out or they're growing underneath. We'll take those shoots. So let's say right here, there's a shoot coming up right here. We will then take a pair of snippers and we will cut it here. And then we'll take this guy and we'll plant him over here where we need some strawberries. Or where there's older strawberries that aren't producing as much, we'll go add some new little strawberries there. Jamie also has a green stalk, which is like a vertical garden tower. So we'll cut some of these runners off and we'll go plant them inside the green stalk. And so really we have an unlimited supply of strawberries, which is really, really awesome. I will say the thicker, I know some people will probably say, hey, you want to thin them out and thin out your strawberries so you can get the really big strawberries. Organic, natural strawberries aren't as big as what we see at like Costco. Costco has strawberries that are like this big. I've never had a natural organic strawberry that I've grown that is that big. Mine are like this big. Can you see that? So really when you're growing strawberries, just keep in mind that you're not necessarily going to get the Costco kind. The big ginormous ones. Those ones are genetically engineered and they use science to help produce big strawberries so that we can feed more people and use them more abundantly. But yeah, so you can take your runners and replant them. So what me and Jamie actually did last year, so last year we didn't get a whole lot of strawberries. We took our strawberry beds and we have some plants that are like 2 or 3 years old. They weren't producing any plants. We actually cut those out, got the runner. We cut every single runner that we could find, pulled those out, pulled out a bunch of the dead plants, and then we replanted those runners back inside the same bed. And so I think over time, in the next, probably this year actually, we will get a good harvest of strawberries. One thing I will say, birds love strawberries. Some people, some gardeners, they will paint little red rocks red so they look like strawberries, and they'll put them around their strawberry beds or raspberry beds. and the birds will come and try to peck at it and realize that's not a strawberry, and then supposedly they stop eating your strawberries. I've never had necessarily big problems with birds, maybe a few here or there, but that's because I let my strawberry beds grow big, and so the leaves, like our bed 2 years ago, it was nothing but leaves from edge to edge, widthwise and lengthwise. Like we actually had to pull the plants away to find our strawberries because they're so well hidden. And that's one of my tips to you guys is figure out is that I mean, you can talk to any gardener and they're all going to tell you something a little bit different. Um, you just gotta figure out what's best for you and what you want to do. Um, Me and Jamie got enough strawberries that we could have canned, did a batch of canning and preserve them, make strawberry jam or syrup. We'll probably have, and that's why I wanted a whole nother bed because we love strawberry jam and butter and syrup and just eating fresh strawberries. It'd be really nice to go out and harvest a bowl of strawberries and have that for like breakfast or something. But yeah, let's continue.
All right. It's February.
Nope. Sorry, let me see how I get back to. Here we go.
Pests. What I'm going to do is say, go, be a plant. We don't care. More strawberries for us. So therefore, when I plant in here to try to deter pests, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like chives. I'm going to do some chives, I think, and open, look, like this is open dirt. Put some chives in there. I'll do it along the borders and all throughout it, because chives won't compete with the strawberries, but I don't have to dig them up. I just come and cut the tops off. So I think that is going to be better for me, and that's what I'm going to have to remember or put in my garden journal. So my strawberries, I'm going to do chives. But my rhubarb, I showed this before, my rhubarb sits right here in the middle, and I planted garlic on the side here and the side here. So when I dig up the garlic, it's not going to like hurt the root system of the rhubarb. And the rhubarb still has plenty of space to get super big.
That's another good point. If you're going to do companion planting, just be aware of where your actual fruit or vegetable is actually growing. You know, if you gotta dig it up like a carrot and you're going to disturb the roots of other plants, then maybe you should move it away or put it on the edge, like she did with her garlic in her rhubarb bed. So just be aware of when you're supposed to harvest those plants and how you're supposed to harvest those plants. The other thing I would also keep in mind is there are some natural pest deterrents that will keep bugs or unwanted insects away from your plants. Some of the ones that I use a lot of is rosemary and basil. And that's because I love cooking rosemary chicken and I love putting basil on my pizza and inside my eggs. And they're really easy to grow, and you can top them off and they grow more bushy, and they're just a really pretty plant and they smell good. And so I have basil and rosemary all throughout my garden. And that's, like she said, with the chives, with her strawberries, she just has to go and cut them. She doesn't have to dig them up or anything. So I can put basil and rosemary anywhere because I'm just cutting off little sprigs of it and not disturbing the actual soil around the plant or around the roots.
So that's what I'm going to do. Garlic, chives, and then on the strawberry one, chives. Okay, so just things to think about. Just because you can plant them together, maybe it doesn't make sense in your garden. So just think ahead for the future.
So I think that's really, really good advice from her, and I appreciate her filming those videos for us. She doesn't have to. She's taking time out of her busy schedule to help me out because she loves gardening. She's like me. When we're stressed out, we like to go sit out in the garden and smell the flowers or pick tomatoes, and it's just really nice to see your hard labor produce stuff that you can actually use. So thank you, Amber, for sending us those videos. And like she said, just as a reminder, look for the future. Look towards the future. Try to picture what your garden could look like in 2 to 3 years or 5 years. I know when I first started planning my garden spaces out, and I change mine all the time, just because I start something and I'm like, actually, I don't really like how that's going, so I'll change the design of it. But as of last year, my backyard especially has been the closest it's ever been to what I actually envision it being, which is really awesome. It gets me excited and motivated to keep going out there, sweating and working hard, pulling muscles, and instead, because when all those plants really start growing and they're super green and the flowers are growing, I love seeing, like, when we have barbecues, everyone goes out and they kind of just make our backyard their own home, and they're looking at our garden space, walking through all of our raised beds, and that's what I want. I want people to feel comfortable. I want my dogs to feel comfortable. I want Jamie to feel comfortable. I want to be comfortable. It honestly is my sanctuary. And so, besides planning out what you want your little beds to look like or smaller areas, also try and envision what your big space could look like. So yeah, I appreciate you guys watching. I have another video on YouTube where I built the raised garden bed, so if you haven't checked that out, go ahead and check that out. I'll put a link here on this video so it's easy for you guys to find. And please don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to this video. It helps me out a lot, keeps me motivated. And we'll catch you guys next time. Thank you from the Tough Family.